Dana White, you gotta stop making these big fight announcements and crazy news stories drop so late in the evening, at least for us here on the East Coast. Late Tuesday night, Dana White announced that former two-time PFL champion and two-time Olympic judo gold medalist Kayla Harrison has not only signed with the UFC, but will be competing at 135 pounds at UFC 300 against former bantamweight champion of the world, Holly Holm. This news comes less than a week after the PFL and Bellator announced their joint pay-per-view event coming up February 24th, which will feature PFL champions versus Bellator champions, along with a plethora of other highly recognized fighters from both promotions, including Claressa Shields. However, Kayla Harrison was not mentioned, was not featured on that card, and I'd have to think this was the main reason why. There's been absolutely no rumors or anything in talks that I have seen or that I've seen any big media members in the space talk about. This came as a complete shock and surprise, and it is a massive signing by the UFC. It is a massive addition to UFC 300, which is really, really starting to come together nicely. I'll flash that up on the screen here. Holly Holm will be coming into this fight in what will be a 10-month layoff with her previous fight going up against Mayra Bueno Silva back in July of 2023. We just saw this past weekend Mayra Bueno Silva competing for the vacant women's bantamweight title in a losing effort to Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington is the champion. Holly Holm is a former champion. And into the mix comes Kayla Harrison. Now, this is definitely a big, big jump if we're talking weight for Kayla. She's a 155-pound two-time champion in the PFL. She's fought at featherweight, I believe, twice in her career with Aspen Ladd, if I'm not mistaken, in her most recent outing in November of 2023, and then once in Invicta as well. So I think only two times in 17 pro fights, to my knowledge. But if she can make this weight successfully, 2.5 months now, I'd have to imagine she's been getting prepared and already starting this weight cutting process. This is a big, big addition to the bantamweight division. And what did I just say on Monday? If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I said what the bantamweight division needs for the women is new up and coming prospects because the veterans have been there, the same ranked fighters for years at this point. We had a long reigning champion in Amanda Nunes. We need something new. And while Kayla Harrison isn't some 28-year-old brand new prospect, that's 8-0, doesn't have a lot of experience, and she's new, this is as big a signing as you're going to get right now in the current free agent space of mixed martial arts. And it's the biggest name prospect this division can have throughout the remainder of 2024. Unbelievable. This news came way out of left field. As I had already alluded to, there had been nothing mentioned of this sort of magnitude. And here we are, another addition to UFC 300. We even got Sadiq Youssef versus Diego Lopez announced today as well, another UFC 300 scrap. So it is coming together very nicely. April 13th, this milestone event is starting to feel more and more special. Let me know what you think of the card so far because I know there's still a couple more big ones coming before it's all done and official. And give me your predictions for this fight. Kayla Harrison to the UFC, down to 135 pounds against a former champion, Holly Holm. Give me your early predictions and your thoughts on this signing in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new so you never miss videos on breaking news such as this, fight announcements, previews, and recaps of the biggest and baddest fights in mixed martial arts. Thanks for the support. Have a great rest of your week. And maybe before the weekend comes around, we'll get some more breaking news out of the UFC space and maybe for UFC 300.